Hey guys, welcome back to my Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald. Last time we had our Catch a Pokemon tutorial, courtesy of Wally. And now in this part we are going to be going towards Petalburg Woods and hopefully getting towards Rustboro City.
Petalburg Woods, totally not Viridian Forest.
Yes, completely not Viridian Forest. Alright, so this guy here, his name is Scott. He's just kind of, for now, just searching the land looking for talents and trainers. Like, I'm sorry to have taken your time up. So, but you're going to want to remember him for a little bit later.
Wasn't he,
He's the owner of the Battle Frontier, which we'll get to much later in the near future.
Okay. Or am I thinking him or I'm thinking someone else? That was like Wally's, caretaker, I think?
Yeah, you think of someone else.
Okay.
Yep. So you're gonna have, a few battles on this route, but there are also quite a few hidden items. So first off, we've got this youngster right here.
Yeah, leaving footprints is so much fun. Yeah, because then they go away to make them again.
Yes. Alright, so youngster Billy, who starts off with a Zigzagoon.
Not much to say about Zigzagoon. We already, I think, covered it last time. It's most notably there as a HM slave.
Yep.
Although weirdly enough, there was actually a event Zigzagoon, I think, in later generations that gives it extreme speed.
And which is why Belly Drumline Noon is so overpowered right now. Well, not overpowered, but like really popular, per se.
Well, yeah.
Critical hit.
but bring it to like an OU tier or something. No mom will ever give it the chance to set up with Belly Drum.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's, I can't talk right now. Sorry about
that. But aside from that, at least Lanun's evolved form is actually pretty fast if it counts for anything.
Yeah, not that it really does actually count for much. Alright, so greatest matchup in history. Swampert, a Mudkip versus a C-Dot.
C-Dot is, just a regular grass type Pokemon. It doesn't really get like many moves at first, and then it becomes, was it Nuzleaf?
Yes. It's a dark grass type.
Yeah, it does get access to like Fake Out, and then I think if you evolve it at a certain level, with the Leaf Stone, it can become Shift Tree with Sunny Day, and with Chlorophyll, it can actually outspeed a good number of Pokemon.
Yeah, in later generations, the physical special split didn't actually harm Shift Tree too much because it still gets stuff like Knock Off now. It still gets Dark Pulse, so it can still be a pretty decent special or physical sweeper under the sun, just depending on what your team's comprised of.
I know it can be a mixed attack, like with Sucker Punch and Leaf Storm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good on a sun team. So, a couple hidden items right there. I got Heart Skill right there. Heart Skills, what they do is if you go to the Movie Learner, which is, I think, later on in the game, your Pokemon get to relearn moves that they couldn't normally get earlier levels. So they can be pretty useful, and you can actually farm them off of Love Disc later on in the game, and Love Disc is, no. So, let's just not even get into Love Disc right now.
We'll get to Love Disc eventually.
Yeah, but for now, that's all you need to know about it. It's good for Heart Skill farming.
Yeah, what did I say though? With the Heart Skill, so say for example, if you catch a Shroomish and you wait until level 50, was it 54, I think?
So, some of them 50s, yeah.
For it to learn Spore, and then when you finally turn to Breloom, you can finally teach it something good, like, you can finally use the Heart Skill to teach it something like Mach Punch, for example.
Yeah, which is a pretty good move.
But that's the thing though, if you ever get used
Spore level 54. Have fun with that, people.
Oh yeah, I did get it right.
Yes.
I get it on the first try.
Yay! Alright, so you're gonna want to run with the house for a little later.
Yes, that won't be for a while though. But yeah, Breloom is a well, actually before we can talk about that, here's Talo here. Talo is it's your standard Pidgey, sort of, but
it's really fast, and if it gets to have the ability Guts, which means if it's inflicted with a status condition, such as like poison, paralysis, or burn, its attack stat is doubled. And not only that, for the burn status, it ignores the attack stat getting cut in half, getting cut by 25%.
Sweep also applies to it as well because it is considered a status effect. So
I don't think it doesn't apply to that though.
No, because wouldn't Rest Talk Guts be a very powerful thing?
I don't think so. No, because I don't think so. Let me look that up really quick.
Because I recall Heracross can abuse that to great effect with Rest Talk, Mega Horn, Earthquake. I'm I think. I could be misremembering something, but I was pretty sure sleep also helps out with guts.
Apparently it does, but I don't know if that actually comes into play in later gens.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it would have to because nice nickname. You try to nickname it flying, but you.
But I failed miserably. Let's just put it that way. Fly.
It's like the flea. No, flea. It sounds like a pun for fleeing.
But yes, yeah, you were right. So I'm thinking of a facade actually, which is. Yeah.
The facade's the move that actually that benefits from being burned, poisoned, or paralyzed because you get more damage. If you use sleep talk while you're sleeping and you have guts on, then you do get the extra damage anyways because you're under a status condition with guts. Mainly Heracross I know can do that.
Ooh, nice. So yeah, I think so I'm not sure if we told you about this, but for this particular emulator, the internal battery has undressed, so stuff like berries is not gonna. Mike's gonna try and figure out a way to possibly fix that without me losing my save file potentially.
I mean, I know there's an emulator setting that can do that. I mean, I'll do some research on it later, but I know I'm pretty sure there is a way.
Yeah, you just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, that'll take some time, but
yeah.
But getting back to the guts ability. In the case of Heracross, well, we won't be running to Heracross for a while, but in the case of Heracross, if you're able to make it a very bulky set, and then you can use Rest Talk, you can actually use Mega Horn. You can actually use Sleep Talk to boost damage done with Mega Horn or Earthquake or moves like that to greater effect. So, yeah, that's also an instance where Guts can be really useful.
Yep. Alright, so finally we are in the Petalburg Woods right here.
Totally not Viridian Forest.
Yes, totally not Viridian Forest. So quite a few random encounters in here that we're going to be cutting out unless they're actually new encounters. So hidden item potion right there, nothing drastic.
One of the rarer Pokemon you can actually find if you're willing to go all your way a little bit is to find a Slack Off. We'll talk about Slack Off right here while with the time here. Slack Off is an interesting normal type Pokemon in the sense that it's got some good attack stats, but its ability is a handicap, Truant, which means it only allows to go every other turn. So it'll attack and it'll just
do nothing.
Well, loaf around, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sloth. You know?
Yeah, what do you expect?
Then it evolves into Vigoroth, which is a little better, but not that much better. It's a little better. At least it comes with Vital Spirit, which means it can't be put to sleep.
Which is pretty nice. But yeah, besides that, just then Slacking just has stats comparable to legendaries. But unfortunately, again, its ability really kind of holds it back, because I think if it had a different ability, it'd be kind of too overpowered.
Well, I think that's probably why, because its stats are beyond legendary, and the fact that it has, I think, 160 attack.
Yes.
It's just nuts. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're trying to be skipped every time you attack, but the damage output you can unleash with that thing is worth it.
Oh yeah. So I think skill swap in doubles actually makes Slacking like ridiculous, super powerful.
Was that a thing in Gen 3 VGC?
I believe so, yes. I believe so. So,
well, I guess we'll talk about the bugs for a second. Wurmple, as we mentioned before, Wurmple can evolve to either Cascoon or Silcoon, depending on what is it again?
Some sort of, like, binary number thing that's too complicated to explain, but it is not gender.
Yes, not gender whatsoever, but what would he know? You couldn't even spell beautify. Like.
Yes, correct. So, it evolves so Silcoon evolves into Beautifly, and Cascoon evolves into
Dustox.
Thank you.
Yeah, Beautifly is kind of like the Butterfree counterpart of this generation.
Not very good, and Dustox is pretty much the Venomoth.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess you can't do another Beedrill knockoff.
Yeah, they're both of them are just horrendous.
Although what's fun is, fun fact, Dustox actually learns Toxic naturally.
Okay. Never mind. And Quiver-Dance did not. I don't believe Quiver-Dance existed in this generation. So
no, Quiver-Dance didn't exist until Gen 5.
Yeah.
And that was when Volcarona had it.
And Lilligant.
Lilligant, yes, but Volcarona's better.
Yes, I agree. Hey, I'm actually using Lilligant in one of my draft leagues, so and it's actually started me pretty well with Quiver-Dance. So.
What is Draft League? If you don't mind explaining.
So pretty much, it's a format where you draft a certain number of Pokemon. You have a couple. They're placed Pokemon placed by tiers, and like tier 1 is like really good. Tier 2 is like pretty high, is pretty much above average. Tier 3 is average, and everything else is pretty much crap.
So
you get 11 slots. You have to draft 11 Pokemon, including a Mega. So, and some leagues have like a certain points restriction that you can have. So, like your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 7 Pokemon, they're pretty much guaranteed. But then, like you get 400 extra points to draft like 4 free agents or the free slots per se.
All right, so before we pick up on that discussion, this is actually the first Aqua Grunt battle of this playthrough here. They start off with your normal average run-of-the-mill Pokemon, but you'll be seeing a little bit more variety, a little more variety later.
Yeah.
I've always thought that the team Rocket or Team Aqua Magma battle, I thought they were very a little bit too simplistic for my liking. Of course, I know Team Plasma, I think, had one of the better.
Team Plasma had really good music. Agreed.
Well, music, and I think better. What's the term I'm looking for?
Soundtrack.
No. I think that Team Plasma, I think, served.
Had more purpose to the plot.
Yes. One more purpose to a good plot, I should say.
Yeah.
Because Team Aqua, Team Magma, their shtick is that they want to change the. They just want to change the environment around them, trying to bring more land or sea. The problem is that they both feel like they're in the wrong. Well, they both are in the wrong, but
they blame each other for their problems, pretty much.
Yeah. So it's kind of like. And this has been a weird thing with the teams, in Galactic 2. There's always a difference between knowingly evil and not knowing what you're doing is evil, because there's some criminal. Team Aqua, Team Magma falls in the category of what they're doing is evil, but they don't think so.
Yes, agreed. And this guy's required trainer battle because he blocks away regardless. So.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Which I don't know what good it does it to Gen 3's overall plot. I guess the whole red orb and blue orb are just plot MacGuffins.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on to I guess we'll talk a bit more about Aqua and Magma as the story unfolds. That I can collect my thoughts a bit better. But anyways, Nikeda, another bug type you can actually run into in Petalburg Woods. Nikeda is an interesting Pokemon. It's a bug ground combination where here's a weird thing, and I'm not sure if it just applies to just what certain Pokeball you catch it with. If you catch an Nikeda with just a simple Pokeball and you have an empty slot left, when you evolve it, you will get 2 Pokemon for basically the price of 1. Yeah, like it will become Ninjask, and then the other, and I think you need to have an empty space.
Yes.
To get Shedinja.
Yeah, I don't think it matters what type of Pokeball it is. I think it's as long as you have an empty slot in your team when Nikeda hits level 20 that you get both Ninjask and Shedinja. Ninjask is pretty cool. It's got the highest base speed of almost any Pokemon here.
160 speed.
Yes, and it gets the ability Speed Boost. Speed Boost raises your Pokemon's speed by 1 stage at the end of each turn. So, anyways, we'll talk about Shumish. I'll get back to Ninjask in a minute. Shumish is actually a pretty cool Pokemon. It evolves into Breloom, which is a grass fighting type.
Yes.
So it's more of a physical attacker here. So unfortunately in this gen, it doesn't take advantage of physical grass type moves until Gen 4, which is really unfortunate.
Although it can use the famous Subseed.
Focus Punch.
Yeah, and Spore.
Oh, I've used that combination before. It's pretty cool.
Yes, so yeah, if you're willing to, as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you're willing to wait it out, then you can have yourself a very powerful Subseed setter.
Yeah.
The only thing about Breloom is that it's really quite slow, but when it evolves, it does get Mach Punch, which makes up for its kind of below average speed, and it has really good attack power too. 130 is nothing to laugh at.
Oh god, no.
But back to Ninjask and Shedinja. Ninjask, as I know, is among one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. Also one of the most frail. it does get moves like Substitute, Sword Stance, Baton Pass, Protect. And as a matter of fact, Shedinja is one of the few Pokemon involved that incorporates one of the most broken abilities, some would argue, in the game, Baton Pass, where you pass along every stat boost to your oncoming Pokemon, and you can keep the chain going.
Pretty much.
And Ninjask is basically one of the few really important Pokemon for that Baton Pass strategy, along with Smeargle, Vaporeon, Espeon.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shedinja itself is really weird. It has, no matter how high your level its level is, it will always have a single hit point. Yes, one. But the flip side of that is it gets one to guard, meaning that anything that is not super effective against it, or is not status or like Sandstorm or Hail, it will not take any damage at all.
Well, it can still die to poison and burn.
That's what I'm saying, like statuses.
Yeah. But basically, one to guard basically blocks anything that isn't super effective.
Yeah. So it's not. It's a weird Pokemon, but if you can use it as like a gimmick, it can be pretty funny.
And actually, fun fact, in Diamond and Pearl anyways, you can use Shedinja to take out over half of Cynthia's team.
Interesting.
Because they can't touch it.
Ha!
So if you were to whittle away with like Toxic, for example, I don't know if Shedinja learns Toxic in Gen 4. I'm pretty sure it does.
I would assume it would.
I'm pretty sure it does. You can also like poke out with like Shadow Sneak or something. But yeah, Diamond and Pearl. If you were to bring Shedinja to the Elite Four, it can take out over half of Cynthia's team. Of course, in Platinum, that's not. Of course, in Platinum, it's not as possible.
And does it actually get Toxic in Gen 3? So we can only assume it's the same for Gen 4.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, just as I mentioned, Draft League earlier. So you get 11 Pokemon. It's pretty standard to have 11 Pokemon. One of them, which is like, say, stuff like Heatran, Garchomp. Those are pretty much considered Tier 1. And it's kind of, if you think of like how really good Pokemon are, then you'll probably see like where that's going.
Now, this Draft League thing, is that supposed to be kind of like the Sisters of Smogon or something?
No, but most draft, a lot of like the draft leagues do use Pokemon Showdown as a way to conduct their battles, because not everyone has a 3DS and cannot have access to Wi-Fi.
Okay, so it's trying to be different from Smogon?
A little bit, yeah.
Because I know Smogon, they've been around for several years. They've always ran their own tier lists.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, over what's considered to be
good and what's considered not good.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's somewhat similar, but not at the same time. So most draft leagues, you have 400 extra points to use. So pretty much like you can have like 4 additional Pokemon in addition to your main 7, but the points have to add up to 400. So, but for Megas specifically, some Megas, most of them like they don't add any. Some Megas can add additional points to your free agency total. It just depends on like what type of Mega it is. So stuff like Mega Gardevoir, it's considered like a Tier 1 Mega, meaning it does not add any points. But stuff like say Mega Aerodactyl would add like about 40 extra points. So you would essentially have 440 free points to spend.
Perhaps, for those who like to know what she's talking about, we can perhaps provide a link in the description at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, cool, if you want to know more about it. Alright, so anyways, we're very close to, what is it, Rustboro town?
Yes, Rustboro City.
Rustboro City, okay. Well, town city.
Yeah.
Town and city.
Yes. Alright, so that rich boy that I bowed a little bit earlier, he and the lady that was near the entrance to Petalburg Woods, their positions was swapped in Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, that's actually rather interesting.
I don't know why they would do that. They have the exact same Pokemon.
I guess to make it that much different.
Sure, whatever floats their boat. Anyway, so Lotad versus Lotad right here. I just astonished spam and actually got like 3 flinches in a row.
I would say, yeah, RNG hacks are really coming into play for you there.
Yay! I love it when the RNG is nice to me.
As far as like other LPs will be doing in the future, I'm sure we can still do something that's more than just Pokemon related. I'm sure you can do something else that isn't Pokemon, as I'm assuming you can.
Mostly, yeah, I could. So I'm just more comfortable with Pokemon because I grew up with that the most. I've played most of these games like hundreds of times, like quite a few times.
Is there anything else you've been interested in?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. I'll think of something. I'm sure of that. What about you?
Well, I know I did a Mega Man X playthrough like a long time ago.
Maybe you could do an updated version of that?
Maverick Hunter X.
Sure, go for it. And Lotad went down.
Or I can at least polish off the X series.
That would not be a bad idea. That'd be pretty cool. I'm down for that.
Alright, because that means I'll have to do some, I'll to eventually get ready for X2. I mean, I could probably, yeah, I did X1, a long time ago, on my channel anyways, and I guess I can just, revisit the X series, starting with X2, so I did X1.
Yeah, and that item that you can get behind that tree you can't get until you get cut, so that's why I skipped it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the other thing about... Oh, actually, this is the first battle I'd like to bring this up right now. They introduced double battles, where it's just basically 2-on-2. Black and White introduced triple battles, which is 3-on-3.
And rotation battles.
Yeah, and rotation battles, where you can... It's kind of like chess, almost.
Yeah. So with just rotation battles really quick. So each side, it's similar to triple battles, where you start with 3 Pokemon, but you can rotate, hence rotation battles, your Pokemon to either the left or the right to counter your opponent.
Yeah, sort of like that. It's a really interesting gimmick. I don't think they ever brought that back again.
They did not, which is sad because I thought would have liked to see more done with that.
Well, I mean, I know Gen 6 introduced, was it Sky Battles?
Yes.
Where a Pokemon that is considered flying type, or at least has levitate, can enter the fray?
Yes. That is correct.
Which is funny because Haunter can enter the battle, but Gengar can't.
Well, but I think... Did Gengar still have levitate in this battle?
Gen 6, yeah. It wasn't until Gen 7 they got replaced with Curse Body.
Interesting. I wonder if because Gengar is technically grounded because it has feet? That's just a guess on my part.
It would make sense considering it might be Clefable's shadow.
That too. Which is why I always nickname my Gengar and always have it be female.
Oh yeah, Gen 6 also introduced what I think was one of the more interesting gimmicks, what was it? Oh, the reverse battles. Yeah.
Oh, reverse battles were cool.
Yeah, the type matchups switch up on you.
Yep, so water, which is normally ineffective, is normally not very effective against grass, would become effective against grass in inverse battles.
Yeah, inverse, that's what they were. Thank you.
It's weird, but it's also kind of cool. It kind of makes you think on your feet. It makes you think a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Apparently, ice types are among one of the best in inverse battles because they can turn so many weaknesses to strengths.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually.
That, and I think grass, too, is...
To an extent, I guess? So wait, would a grass type be would one grass move be super effective against a grass poison type?
That is a good question. I haven't done an inverse battle since I stopped playing X and Y.
Yeah. So anyways, just with this battle right here, I think like there's another item I get at the end of this, and then we finally hit Rustboro City.
I think wasn't there? Yeah, there's a fishman that you fight. That's right.
Yeah, I think I get like a berry from an old lady up there too, I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one thing about the berries, though, you might have noticed too that unlike Gen 2, they actually renamed some of the berries. So like, instead of just a regular berry, now they're orange berries. Instead of like gold berry to citrus berry, and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of berries, so yes, this old lady gives me Chesto berry, which wakes up a Pokemon from sleep.
Yeah, so don't be confused by the different names of berries. They essentially function the same.
They're the same thing, but they're named differently.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Citrus Berry got buffed in Gen 6. Gen 5 or Gen 6, I think.
I think it was Gen 6. No, because Gens 3 through 5, Citrus Berry only healed you for an additional 30 HP.
Yeah.
Which can be okay. Which can be okay in certain points. Mm. But then as of Gen 6, they changed it to 25% of your max HP.
Gen 4 actually.
Oh, was it Gen 4?
Yes, in Generation 4, the Citrus Berry restores 25% of the user's max HP. Go figure, I didn't think it was that late. I didn't think it was that early.
I didn't think it was so late, it was so early.
That's crazy. Alright, cool. So this guy just has Magikarp, so really nothing drastic here.
We'll talk about Magikarp for a second. Magikarp, it was a fish. It just flops around. It only nose splash and then tackle level 15.
I think it's flail at some point.
Flail level 30. But,
yeah.
But that's it. That's if you want to put on a baton pass team.
Which you probably don't. which nobody wants to put on. Unless you want to run Sash.
I was gonna say, however, though, if you evolve it into Gyarados, in Gen 2 didn't really fare too well because of
Fare too well.
Yes.
I had to do it.
I know. Because of the special stat split, it kind of got screwed over pretty hard because its water typing didn't benefit from that.
Yeah.
At least in this generation, it gets Dragon Dance and Earthquake, which kind of makes up for it.
Not really, but really it wasn't until Gen 4 that became a really actual physical powerhouse.
Oh yeah. Waterfall, Intimidate.
Yes, as awesome. So anyways, we have finally made over into Rustboro City. Next part, we will be exploring the town and maybe possibly taking on the gym leader. Alright, we will see you guys then. Goodbye.